The opening of the show, I loved the Cody and Darby package. I love their packages. And this was serious. And it was two guys with a reason to have this match and a reason to kind of be pissy with each other. Darby's speaking style fits him. I love the corporate sheep thing and there's, Cody in the fucking suit and tie, and there's Darby in the furthest thing, but that's relatable. Even though everybody loves Cody, all the fucking young skateboarding fucks will get behind Darby, as even some of us old middle-aged white fucks don't like people who wear ties. So they set it up, and it's totally serious. But imagine that this is Cody involved in it again. And before you shit all over it, because it's Cody involved in it again, I'll just say I liked the way they built it, and I liked their match until the finish. Why don't you go ahead and unload first?
I thought it was good. I thought the package was really good. I don't shit on everything Cody does, just the stuff that isn't that great. I understand why Brandy comes to ringside with him, but she doesn't have to get physically involved in every single match with Cody. And I thought for me, that took me a little bit out of the match for a moment. But I thought it was a good match. And I also think if we're looking at long-term booking, well, I'll talk about the finish in a second. If we're looking at long-term booking, I think Darby has to beat Cody at some point in the next few months, because this is now twice where, well, I guess the first time I went to the time limit, and now Cody beat him, so it's kind of setting up Darby getting the win. But I didn't like the finish because neither guy had both shoulders down.
Well, here was the whole thing, and I'm with you on. Although when I wrote in my notes when they did the spot where Brandy got taken out, I wrote, "Thank God." Okay, she's there. Even though both these guys are baby faces, she doesn't need to be at ringside because the baby face doesn't need a manager unless there's somebody else in the other guy's corner. But I understand she's there. But like you said, they had a nice wrestling match. They did good shit. But then they do the spot where Brandy gets taken out, and oh my God, okay, well, if that's what happened, then that was great. Now she's out of the picture, and they're going it on their own. And it gives Cody a reason to start being a little bit of a heel on Darby Allin. So I was fine with that. They go to the break. They come back, and Cody's got heat going on Darby. As I said, he's got a reason to heel because Darby just accidentally charged into his wife. Chris Jericho's great. I'll say that again on fucking color. I think actually that what they ought to do if they're smart is when everything gets back to normal, put the regular commentary team back, but have a $2.99 a month service where you can listen to Jericho do the commentary.
He's great.
And people would pay.
Yeah, he's great on commentary with Shivani, yeah.
But anyway, so Cody gets a heat on Darby, but he wasn't really healing. As I used to say to some of the guys, when we'd lay out matches, don't just automatically start gouging eyeballs and kicking dicks and flipping the fans off, but be rough and be mad and be, manhandle the guy. That kind of healing. It was good work. Darby Allin sells well. This match made sense for the most part. Darby starts making a comeback and starts working the leg. And here's one of it's just always when they try to get a spot with a girl in. Britt Baker, as Cody rolls out of the ring and he's wandering around, he's trying to sell what's going on. Darby Allin grabs the referee and distracts. I think it was Aubrey, right? Grabs referee Aubrey and distracts her. And Britt Baker hits Cody in the head with her shoe at ringside. Why did Darby distract the referee? Why is Britt Baker helping Darby? We understand that Britt Baker is just a cunt and is a heel and don't like anybody and wants to stir shit up, so that's fine. But why would Darby help her in that? That's what didn't make any sense. They could have done it where Cody just rolled out and fucking leaned on the railing for a second and Britt got a cheap shot in, and Darby could have been looking over the fucking referee's shoulder and seen it and jumped out and grabbed Cody and go, don't do that to Britt and throw him back in. You got to keep people fucking consistent here. But now that was for Darby Allin to get a little bit heelish and get some heat on Cody so Cody could make a comeback. But once again, Darby's already in this match. He's already been taking punishment. He can get rough on a guy that's been rough on him without switching completely heel. Anyway, they go to another break. When they come back, now Cody's making a comeback. Here's the other thing. The weight belt. He makes his comeback. He takes the weight belt off. It's like Lawler's strap. He drops the strap. He makes the comeback. He takes the weight belt off. People are ready for a comeback. But then he didn't use it. He just gave it to Aubrey. And everybody said, well, of course, because if he'd done it in front of the referee, he would have been disqualified. Well, no shit. But at the same time, they just distracted the goddamn referee for a fucking shoe to the face, which is not even remotely germane to either of the people in this match. You can't distract the referee or come up with a reason why Aubrey would be distracted for the top babyface in the company to one time do his signature thing and whip a guy with a fucking belt. If you're not going to whip a guy, if you're not going to use it, don't take it off, because then it's a popcorn fart and it's a letdown. And once again, it's a signatory thing to start Cody's comeback. It has to be used once. And yes, it would be a disqualification, but distract the referee. There's all kinds of other things going on this program that don't make a lick of sense, but they're going to fucking die on this hill, as they say. Anyway, Cody's selling the leg big. And Darby Allin got a crossroads. 1-2. Kicked out. Darby got the figure 4. Brandy comes back out. She's selling in a phony way, and she looks like she's creeping and sneaking with a bottle of water. Dustin gets out of the figure 4, but she gives Dustin the water bottle, Cody, I'm sorry, the wrong brother, gives Cody the water bottle, which Cody, this looked awkward and what the fuck, and the whole spot is for Darby to snatch it away and hit him with it. But now she's back out there. Why? She's not a heel that needed to come back out and get involved in the finish, and she's not a baby face that needed to come back out and counter a heel in the finish. So there was no reason she needed to come back out, and I didn't get the fucking water.
Well, a lot of baby faces get thirsty in the middle of their matches, and this is the first time I've seen them facilitated with a water bottle from the back in the middle of the match.
It's almost like she's going to show up looking through a window at some point just to make sure her face is on there. Anyway, so Cody hits the fucking crossroads 1-2, and Darby kicks out. Okay, this match has been good except for these set piece spots were a little forced in whatever case. But anyway, finally Cody does the coffin drop, which is Darby's finish. But he hits Darby's knees. Darby gets his knees up. Okay, great. Then Darby does the perfect coffin drop and hits Cody. And then Cody does the old deal, rolls him up like they used to do with the double knockout, when one guy would fall in the mat and one guy would fall in the ropes and fall over the top of him. He just rolls him up backwards, and basically Darby pins himself. But Cody, after taking the full force of not only Darby's knees and his back from him trying to give the finish, but then Darby giving him his finish unobstructed, and Cody's got enough wherewithal to hook anything to make it look like he's holding the guy down. I didn't get it. Either Darby pinned himself by accident was the thought, or somehow Cody hits it but uses Darby's momentum to roll him over and gets the pin. It didn't materialize visually like I'm sure that they thought it would. It didn't make sense. It didn't look right. And I'm like you, I think Darby should have fucking won. But he could have won by some kind of either a fluke or a disputed thing, or you could have used Brandy in some way to cause Cody to lose. But right now, Darby just looked like a plate full of piss at the end of that thing. Great match, elevated him, and then he foiled a guy trying to use his finish, then used his finish and got beat instantly.
Like I said, I'm sure that Darby's going to beat Cody sometime over the next few months, but it's been clear they've been building towards Cody and Lance Archer from the moment we found out Lance Archer was going to be there.
Well, and that would be fine. It would have been fine if Cody to beat Darby Allin with another fucking finish. I just didn't get this. I hated not to like, because the rest of it was mostly so good that I hated not to like the finish, but I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. It didn't look right. Anyway, Scorpio Sky package. This was not as good as last week. Last week, I thought he was human. He told about his back injury. He talked about himself. The first half of this package, he didn't feel like he fit in with the veterans in SCU, Daniels and Kazarian, until he discovered his catchphrase. Like that was somehow important. Can you imagine a guy in the UFC? Boy, when Dana White first signed me, I didn't know whether this was going to work out for me or not. But that time I did that interview and the people popped when I said that thing. That's when I knew I was perfect for the UFC. And then, some stuff on his match with Jericho, and he wants to be the best and etc. But it wasn't as inspirational as last week.